Oh my word. What have we just witnessed? One of the great Champions Cup, Heineken Cup knockout games, and one of the great performances and result from Harlequins. I wasn't actually even planning on doing a video after this game. I was thinking I'd watch all of the matches today and do one reviewing the Saturday action, but I feel like I've just got to record something after that game. That was incredible. Any of you that watched the videos before this, I kind of felt like the quarterfinals were in danger of being quite one-sided. How wrong I was to look at this Harlequins team and think it was pretty unlikely that they go away to Bordeaux and get the victory. But pick your hearts, back off the floor, Quins fans. Your team are in the last four of the Champions Cup. So welcome back to the channel. Put a comment down below. Let me know what you made of that utterly bonkers game. And what do you make of Harlequins this year? They can seesaw between great and poor performances, sometimes in the space of an 80 minutes and sometimes from week to week. Like the video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel as well. But they absolutely set the tone, Quins. And in fact, any of you that watched my preview of the quarterfinals, I was looking at this game and I said, I thought Bordeaux were going to win. But I looked at the game and I was trying to work out how Quins were able to get at Bordeaux. And a big part of what I said, what I mainly focused on, was at the breakdown. I think that is something they did, particularly in that opening 15 minutes where Quins had a great start in the game, scored the opening 2 tries. Will Evans was outstanding. They did go at the breakdown, but it was more than that. It was a completely all-round performance from Quins, which I suppose when we talk about Quins being hit and miss, that's been the issue for them. There have been times this year where they've been sensational, and then there's been times where they've dropped off. I think the thing in this performance, actually, that impressed me the most, whilst I'm sure everyone will talk about some of the tries they scored, and my word, was that unbelievable. What was it? 6 tries, 7 tries? They scored away in Bordeaux. They scored some brilliant tries. It was the play up front, I think, the front 5. The fact that they had scrum dominance for an awful lot of that game. The fact that they had carry dominance a lot of the time. I mean, Chandler Cunning himself, particularly in the first half, was unbelievable the way in which he was carrying to give them front football. Alex Dombrandt, who, by the way, on Dombrandt, he was one of those guys that he burst onto the scene in the Premiership straight out of uni, got called up into the international setup, and then you felt like his career maybe flatlined very slightly. I feel like he's kicked on again this year. When we've seen him with England, he started to look more impressive. He was absolutely excellent today. And then Joe Launchbury dropping out late on. Erne Herbst comes in and starts and was superb in the second row. Was that kind of big physical body that Quins absolutely needed for a match like this. So as I say, credit to Harlequins. I didn't see that coming. I thought there were possible areas of the game that they could make it awkward for Bordeaux, but I'll be honest, I just didn't see it happening. And I think actually a really good indication of how hard it is for an English team to go and beat Bordeaux away from home. It's a couple of different things. First of all, Saracens have gone there twice this year and had 100 points put on them and scored nowhere near that amount themselves. And the fact that Quins had to score into the 40 points today and still only win it by a single point shows how good I think this Bordeaux team are. I'm sure they will look back on this game and feel that there is a lot of missed opportunities. I mean, Maxime Lucu with the conversion, which he missed right at the end, which would have given them a 1-point lead, missing that conversion, which was gettable, huge moment in the game, and Quins were then able to see it out. But overall, outstanding. It has just got the script from this weekend of what many of us would have expected to happen in the Champions Cup, and absolutely torn it to pieces. And that point that I mentioned already, this Quins team, I could extend that out to the Premiership and the English clubs more generally, with the exception of Northampton, who I think have had a semblance of continuity and cohesion and consistency this year. Everyone else, and Quins are a great example of it, at times have been brilliant, at times have been really poor. Today, Quins are absolutely brilliant, but I almost still don't know how good they are, if that makes sense. When they're good, when they're at their best, they're really good. But I don't understand, I almost don't understand how that team got beaten in the manner in which they did against Saracens a few weeks ago. A Saracens team who got absolutely pummeled by Bordeaux, and then Quins, without Danny Kerr and Joe Marler, remember, think of the quality and experience they're losing there, but they find a way. It must be fun being a Harlequins fan, I have to say. It must be so much fun having a team who are just, you never know what you're going to get from them, but you always know that it is going to be entertaining. And I thought it would be entertaining against Bordeaux. I thought we'd see tries. I thought it would be open running rugby. I thought the muscle up front would just give Bordeaux the edge. But the way in which that Quins pack were able to front up against them, get the dominance on them in some absolutely key areas, as I say, that was brilliant. And I mean, one of the great Champions Cup, Heineken Cup knockout games. This is a competition that over the years, despite all its flaws, has always given us great games. I'm trying to think where that one fits in. I mean, La Rochelle-Leinster as a final last year was absolutely incredible, but what we just witnessed was exceptional. So these are the kind of my unfiltered, not planning to do a video, no notes, thoughts on that game. I'm sure there are probably elements that I am missing, but Quins fans, this is what it's all about, isn't it? I'm jealous of the jubilation you will be feeling right now. I just loved it from a neutral's point of view. And I suppose, you know, an English rugby fan, it's great to see the English clubs go through. What a scalp that is. And I was wrong, as is often the case when you try and do predictions in these games. What a performance. So comment down below. I look forward to reading your comments. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. And we've still got another 2 games today, 3 games over the weekend. What a weekend of rugby. I'll see you in the next one.